Hey guys, welcome back, and today I'll be giving you the post-race review of the American Grand Prix that happened in Austin. This race was interesting for two reasons. One, because of the strategy that most drivers had taken, and two, because of the fact that it was in America. So, first off, I am going to say who was on the podium. We had Max Verstappen win, meaning that he had obtained 33 points in that race. Then it was Lando Norris second, by so close, because who was third was Charles Leclerc. Now what happened between Lando and Charles is they had been chasing each other on the last 10 laps, and Lando, he had a track infringement and then got a penalty, so he got a 5-second penalty for the race, meaning that he had to be 5 or more seconds ahead of Leclerc. And he ended up being over 7 seconds ahead of Leclerc, meaning that even if you subtracted the 5 seconds, he would still be 2 seconds ahead, meaning he would secure that second place that he had got. Leclerc really did put a really good battle against him, and I feel like when I was watching it, it was because the race was good and all, but I feel like that battle particular would have changed the whole of the Drivers' Championship and the chances of Lando winning it. As of right now, the chances of Max Verstappen winning it are likely, but at the same time could be very unlikely because, well, Verstappen is over 100 points behind, and Oscar Piastri might have actually won it earlier than because he could win it in Vegas, just like how Verstappen did it last year. Now, to be fair, I feel like the race could have been better if the battles were a lot longer, especially because Antonelli and Russell, they both had a very good stint, but they didn't really do well. So I feel like when they were driving, it was more like they were just trying to aim for top 5, but Antonelli dropped so far back because he had made a collision with another driver. I think it was Bortoleto or Sainz. Yeah, so he collided with Sainz, and Sainz had collided into him, which meant that Sainz was out of the race. And then Antonelli was able to keep on going. He didn't change his front wing at the time, but he needed to because that part of the front wing was just gonna fall off. I was talking about this part of the front wing because that had fallen off, meaning that his aerodynamics would have been worse than it already was. And also, if the Mercedes had gotten into the top 10, whilst they had a good chance of winning the championship, even though McLaren had already won it the previous week, I feel like McLaren and Mercedes really put up a good fight for the championship. And also, whilst I'm on the topic of talking about Mercedes have finally confirmed the next two drivers for next season, which is Antonelli and Russell. meaning that we have every team apart from Racing Bulls, Red Bull, and another team, but I forgot. Yeah. And also, because next season is very close, those Red Bull are the teams that really need to figure out who they're gonna choose for the race. Well, to race for them next season. And also, because if Red Bull don't choose who they're gonna pick, then they would run out of time, meaning that, if they don't have anyone to race, well, if they don't have anyone to race with, then they won't be able to they won't be able to win another championship, and also be able to even drive their car, because if you don't have a team, you won't be able to race. So both Red Bull and Racing Bulls need to actually hurry up, considering the amount of teams that have already done it, especially because Cardiolac has already done it during the summer. I feel like if Red Bull and Racing Bulls actually fight for the championship, because Racing Bulls are Red Bull's sister team, so I feel like if they had won it, if Red Bull win it, they would have to figure out how would they spend their money, especially because winning a championship can lead to many upgrades, but then also many failures on the upgrades. And as I am talking on the topic of upgrades, Haas were the team that had the most upgrades, and yet they only got 2 points from the race, I think. Yeah, because Oliver was 9th. Yeah. And also, if Haas have upgraded their car, that means that their car would have been better due to the amount of upgrade that they probably had added. And also, both teams, most of the midfield teams must have been able to figure out how they're going to stick to that midfield, because, for example, if you had a team like Williams, who are right now doing so well compared to how they've done for like the last 3 years, if you compare them to the last 3 years compared to now, you'll think that now is actually better than what they've done in the last 3 years. For a team like them, they can push for the championship, but they just need to make the right upgrade decisions and team. Because if you don't have the right team, then you can't really perform well, and if you can't perform well, then you won't get points. And if you don't get points, that means less money, which most teams would be worried about. Well, that concludes my Austin Grand Prix post-race review. Make sure you like and subscribe, and see you in Mexico.